was so bad.
Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film VHS. It is a anthology found footage horror film. Anthology horror films don't have the best reputation. You get a lot of directors who are usually kind of friends, or conceptually they're alike, or they have similar attitudes. And this film is cool because it's different, because you have people like Ty West, who's a horror director. You have this group Radio Silence, who's a directing collective. Joe Swanberg, who is a mumblecore director. Glenn McQuaid, who is newer, I believe, and David Buckner. Very different kind of directors come together to make this film. The basic story of the whole film is these guys who just make like videos at the mall, where they find girls in the parking lot at the mall and they lift their shirts up and they shoot a video of it, and then they sell it for like $50. And then this one guy's like, well, you want to make some real money? This guy told me if we break into this house, and all you have to do is pick up a bunch of videotapes, and I think there's like $1,000. It's like a lot of money. And so they go. Well, while they're searching, they come, like, some of them go down to the basement to look for stuff, and a couple other guys stay. There's this room, and there's this old guy who's just like passed out, and there's all these like TVs with just fuzz and static on them, and they find all these VCRs and they start playing tapes, and the various tapes are the various segments, and there's like, I guess, total 6 segments. Adam Wingard is the guy who directs the main segment that goes throughout the film. The whole idea of a found footage horror movie is that someone, in theory, found this footage, and you never ever see like who's watching it, you know, who the person who found it is. And that was something, I mean, if you look at the original found footage horror movie, Cannibal Holocaust, they actually do watch the footage, and they actually talk about the morals of actually finding this footage and like airing it and everything like that. This film doesn't go that far, but it actually has a protagonist who found the footage, which I think is cool, because you look at Chronicle or Paranormal Activity or Blair Witch, it's just like, oh, we found this, it was found, and this is a movie, and that's it. So it kind of, it makes the found footage thing actually make a little more sense. It has a lot of creativity to it, and the fact that every segment is so different. Amateur Night is these guys, and they're going to a bar and they pick up a girl, and just like a frat boy kind of party vibe. And then the next one is like these people on their honeymoon. That kind of has a cool, like, creepy ambiance to it. And then the one after that, Tuesday the 17th, which I appreciate the title, is kind of like a Friday the 13th ripoff. And then you get the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger, and that is all in like a Skype session, basically on a computer, just like from a computer screen. And 10/31/98 is by Radio Silence, and these guys go into like a haunted house on Halloween in 1998. Joe Swanberg, I assume, did Second Honeymoon. And when I watched it, I thought he did Second Honeymoon. And I thought Tuesday the 17th was actually by Ty West. And it turns out Ty West did Second Honeymoon, and Glenn McQuaid did Tuesday the 17th, and Joe Swanberg did the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. The cool thing about it is they're all so different, but from what you know of these directors, I don't think you'd expect, you could think one segment is directed by someone else, and then when you get to the end, I mean, at the end they show you who directed what, although it's not available anywhere online, which I find kind of annoying. Probably my favorite was Second Honeymoon. I like it has an unexpected element, and I like the idea that it's like this collection this guy has, you know, you see in his house, he has this collection of these like spooky VHS tapes. I don't know how he got them. I don't know why this house has all these tapes. The concept was by this guy, Brad Miska, who works for this production company called Bloody Disgusting. Sometimes like stuff would intercut from past generations of tapes on certain ones. Not all of them. That doesn't happen too much. I used to edit on a double deck VHS, and like the stuff would suddenly come up, and you'd think you'd have a good edit, and like something like 5 generations that you didn't think would come up. I mean, video was like that. You can tell these guys kind of like used to love video, you know. I mean, they're probably like around my age or younger or older. I actually like being scared by a horror movie, you know, being spooked out. I mean, I'm sure if you watch it with an audience, it's not as scary, but I watch it like late at night with all the lights out, by myself, you know, with my headphones on. I was actually kind of scared a little bit, and kind of rejuvenated by horror and the horror genre. I'm not really that disappointed in any of them. Thinking back, I guess Amateur Night isn't as cool as I thought it was when I watched it. like thinking about it. But the main problems I think a lot of people would have with this movie are problems with the found footage genre in general, which isn't this film's fault. You kind of have to have a suspension of disbelief with the found footage genre. A character development in a found footage movie is basically like making it look like it was just shot on home video and this was like just something they were doing otherwise. So you just kind of have to accept that, and accept that like what anthology films are like. I think this is one of the better anthology films I've ever seen. They all got really lucky that this worked out as well as it did. It's a better look at found footage films just because you have so many different ways to tackle the subject, and that you have actually someone finding the footage, which is interesting that doesn't come up more often. So like it seemed like everyone who worked on this really thought about how to do it, and that they all have to pick a different angle and be creative about it. I thought brought some like kind of new juice and new blood to like kind of a genre that's really tired. And every time I think the found footage genre is tired, I see something like Chronicle and I see something like this. For every Apollo 18 or like Paranormal Activity 2, there seems to be people who find ways to get this thing to work for them, and I'm surprised again, and I'm very happy with what I got. I really think VHS is one of like the real hallmarks of the found footage horror genre. So if you have seen VHS and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.